Alright, in this tutorial we're going to be making kind of like a little money system from scratch. So if for instance, I'm a blue 4 unit, I kill an op 4 unit, I get $100 plus whatever bonus we want to get for the distance from me to him. So if I am this far away from him, I get maybe, I don't know, 5% bonus. I'm farther away, 15%, 20%, so on. And if I were to kill another blue 4 unit as a team kill, then it's not going to do anything at all. So, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to need, as far as I can think off the top of my head, just 2 files. We should only need a init and an init server, since it shouldn't be a whole lot of script. And we should be able to just shove it into here. Now, right off the bat, the commands that I am thinking we're going to be using are obviously killed event handlers, so we have something to go off of for when the units are dead, will get killed. Public variable server, and public variable event handler, and remote execution. And that should be all. So let's go ahead and bring up the wikis. Arma 3, let's do remote execution first. Arma 3 public variable server. Arma 3 event handlers. Alright, so the first thing, we're going to want to go ahead and get our event handler set up. So as you can read from the syntax here, it goes by this being the object, add event handler, then the name of the handler. So since we're using AI units, we're going to use the for each command just to go through and add it to all the units, because otherwise we'd have to add them manually. However, actually I want to go ahead and make this init player local. Otherwise, if we were to go ahead and just add them just for the player, we'd only have to do one line, just player, add event handler, then the event handler name. If we had to do this for AI, it would be like AI1, add event handler, whatever, AI2, add event handler, whatever, and so on and so on. So that's the only reason we're using for each. So to use for each, just go ahead and get your open and closing curly braces, in which case the code's going to be inside of, well, the script's going to be inside of here. Then use for each all units, which is literally, as it states, all units. Now, the for each command uses a magic variable called x, which is kind of like, it controls which portion of the array you're on. So like if, instead of doing like, let's say we have the array name, just my array here, instead of doing like array select 0, then increment a variable for 1, then increment the variable for 2, 3, so on, until you're all the way through the array. It just does the magic variable x, which does it for us. So x is going to be the first unit in the array, so x add event handler killed. You don't need the capital K, I just like it. Then the script that we want to be inside and running when the unit is killed. So we're going to need to get 2 parameters. Well, yeah, 2 parameters. We're going to need to get the unit and the killer. And as you can see, unit is slot 0, killer is slot 1, or parameter 0 and parameter 1. So we're going to go ahead and name it unit equals this select 0, killer equals this select 1. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick little comparison here. So if side killer equals side unit, exit with nothing, because if we do a team kill, well, we want nothing to happen. However, this is going to throw a little bit of an issue, because with AI, let's say I shoot this blue 4 unit, the second I kill him, even though he's a blue 4 unit, it's going to return that he is a civilian inside the event handler. So for testing sakes, we're just going to do side unit equals civ. Yeah, I think it should be, yeah, it's a string. So otherwise this would just be if it's equal to the side unit, if the side of the unit is equal to the side of the killer, just go ahead and exit with, because we don't want anything to happen. And that's going to jump itself right out of the script. So otherwise, since they are technically not equaling each other, we're going to just use public variable server p killed. That'll be a good enough name. Set p killed equals unit. Well, it's just, yeah, because we're going to be getting the distance, so unit and killer. So we're going to be passing unit and killer to the server with the variable name p-killed. Let's go ahead and make our public event handler, add public variable event handler, then our opening and closing curly braces for where our script is going to go. Now inside of here, that's all we need. So we want the calculations to all be done on the server. The only information we really want running on the client is just the stuff we need to get to the server. So we're going to go ahead and make a private variable. Since it's an array, we're going to make it as an array. We're going to name it a local variable data. So data equals this select 1, and unit equals data select 0, killer equals data select 1, distance equals unit distance killer. And that's literally all it takes to actually get the distance between the two. Okay, so what data is doing, well, what this is doing is pretty much just predefining the variable before we use it. Then we're assigning data to equal this select 1. Now in most cases, like if you're passing a variable to a separate SQF file using like execvm, you're going to want to use this select 0. However, with the public variable event handlers, if we do this select 0, it's going to be the name of the event handler. So data is going to equal p-killed, literally, just as is. If we do this select 1, data is going to equal the p-killed array, so it's going to hold the data here. So it's going to hold unit, and it's going to hold killer. So then in order to extract the data out of data, we're going to use unit equals data select 0, and killer equals data select 1. Since unit is in the 0 position, killer is in the first position, well, the 1 position. Then distance, literally as it says, unit 1, distance from killer. So we have all the stuff we need right now. We're also going to go ahead and quickly make a cache variable. Just literally going to call it cache equals 0. Alright, so we're going to take, actually we are going to want to, like, we'll just use public variable client, I think, actually. I'm also making this from scratch, just off the top of my head at the moment. So we can go ahead and make another public variable event handler, p client add, I am not typing that. Then, just like before, just go ahead, grab all that. So we have it. Now we do need to get the client ID to the server. So I'm thinking to get this out of it, let's see, we can use, I think it's just called something owner. It's either owner or client owner. Alright, so we can get the client ID from using the owner command on some object being killer. So actually we can get that from the server, I believe, just fine. So C ID for client ID equals owner killer. Now this is also how you would pretty much use remote execution for it as well. In this case, for the targets who you want to extend it to, you can either use, I believe you can actually use the killer variable since it's an object. However, you can also use the client ID, I believe. So either or. So now we're going to go ahead and run this event handler on the client. So public variable client. Was it? Yeah, P client. We need the client ID, so C ID. Go ahead and save that. Now, once we get a kill, this should run. So hint is running. I'm not gonna pass anything in there just yet. So, just for testing purposes, public variable event handlers do not work in, well, they do not fire in single player. So go ahead and make that. Let's see if we have any errors. As usual, it's on the civ side or the check. I don't know. Maybe. Oh well, for civilian. Maybe it doesn't need to be a string. Yay! Didn't run. Oh, that's right. It's exiting out of the script because any AI unit that you kill is equal to civilian. Hence why it's jumping right out of the script. So we are not going to be able to really use that for our testing. Instead, just imagine it's there. Now we should get the hint. Yep, hint is running, and hint is running. Obviously you're not going to hear it over the gunshot, but it's running. What do you freaking do? Alright. So we're going to want to pass. So I think the only thing we want to pass in is distance. So P client equals distance. Whoop. Equals this select one. Gonna hint the distance itself. Just to also make sure that that got grabbed properly. This should be like 20 meters, 17 point whatever, and 17 point whatever. Alright, so we're getting what we need in the client. So this is where we're going to alter our cache variable. So cache equals cache plus 100. Now we're going to need to figure out a little multiplier. It's probably the simplest thing ever, but I hate math, and it's midnight and I'm dead tired for some reason, even though I'm usually staying up till 4 in the morning. Cache equals cache let's see, I want the variable cache, then I want to do plus distance. Let's try times. Let's see. 100 divided by, I don't know, 2. Hint string cache. Alright, so we're at $0. Get bumped up to 100 plus, yeah, that worked out great. Why didn't you even hint at all? Alright, where's the screw up? Whoops. Okay. And why was that causing the issue? Whatever, we'll do. Oops. Bonus equals I'm retarded. Alright, that's a slightly excessive. Can actually go ahead and bring this into one little section. Plus 100 times 0. Let's try 0.2. See if that brings out anything decent. 137. That brought that to 275. So we're gonna go make hint string cache just so we can print it out whenever we want. That actually might be decent enough. So we are, let's see, I said before like 17 something meters. Dang it, go away. So I get the kill from however far this is. See if we got a $24 bonus. Now if I run away, let's try to triple the distance. I get a $62 bonus. That's going up a little bit much, so let's go down to 1.8. That's 35. Bring that down just a little more. Gonna go down to 1.6. Actually, probably isn't making it big enough of a difference to actually make much of a change. Yeah, I'm gonna go down way farther. To 1. Wait, 1.1. Damn it. So this should just be like just over 20. Yeah, 128 is the bonus from 17 meters. Alright, so from 17 meter distance we get a bonus of $28. So this is going to be, I can't remember what the distance between here is, but I'll just use it out in the marker to see. Alright, so our distance from us to him is roughly 90 meters. Nailed it. Missed it. Die! Alright, so 90 meters is about $97. So as the kill gets continually farther and farther, it seems like the money you've earned has gone down to being a little bit closer. How spot on was that? Whatever. So anyways, that's just a general example how you would do that. So what's going on is event handler is getting added to all the units. When somebody kills the unit, the person who did the killing is going to get rewarded. So we're going to pass the unit who died and the person who pulled the trigger to kill the unit to the server. Inside the server, we're going to retrieve that data. So we got the unit here and the killer here, and the client ID of the killer. So then we're going to get the distance between the two objects, which is going to be firing instantly. So the second the unit is killed, it's going to retrieve the distance between the killer and the unit at the moment that the unit died. So it's going to retrieve that, and then it's going to pass the variable called distance back to the client. Actually, I could get this bonus from here. Make it a little bit better. Plus bonus. So we're going to do it this way, since remember before I said I wanted all calculations to be on the server. So in order to get that distance, alright, so bonus equals distance plus 100 times 0.11. Then we're going to pass in bonus back to the unit instead of distance, and we should now get the exact same result, except all calculations are done on the server instead of the client. So this was like 197 something, 197 something, just like so. Get another kill. 326 is our total cash value. So if you wanted to group this out into different ranges, so let's say unit is less than 50 yards away, or if the unit is less than 50 yards away, do not give a bonus. If it is between 50 yards and 100 yards, give a $10 bonus. If it's between 100 yards and 200 yards, give a $30 bonus. So pretty much double that. You would just use pretty much just a bunch of logic. So if distance is less than 50, then bonus equals less than 50. We don't want anything to happen, so we can just use exit with. Well, no, we still want the unit to get the kill, so just bonus equals 0. If distance is greater than or equal to 50 and wrong sign, and distance is less than or equal to 100, so I just do less than 100, then bonus equals, see, I said what, like $10. And if the distance is greater than or equal to 100 but less than 200, bonus equals 30. We can go this route. However, I kind of like having a little formula to increase it for me. However, that one sucked, as you could tell. Alright, so this unit was, I don't remember how far. Kill this guy, we should only be 100. What now? We even making it to this? Okay. Then why don't you hint out the cache variable? Are we getting anything, or is it stalling itself here? Really? Okay, before you got the variable, now you're not. Let's just go back to the editor and see if restarting from there makes any sort of difference. It's my luck, so that means no. Yeah, money, any, go figure. So it's gonna probably throw an unknown variable. Woohoo, magic. Money, 0. Okay, good. So it knows what the cash value is before it does the little do-a-majigger, and now it doesn't. I'm so confused. Really? Now you work? Less than 50. Bonus equals 5, so we should get $105. Yeah, that seems about right. Seriously? So it just had something to do with you freaking thing? Okay, anyways, now it works. For some freaking stupid reason. I don't know, someone will probably be just watching this and figuring it out as to why in a matter of 10 seconds. Anyhow, back to how it was before. I'm gonna have to add something so people can skip all that crap. Alright, so I want distance to be greater than or equal to 50 and distance less than 100. Gonna go ahead and copy that condition. Greater than or equal to 100 and less than, less than 200. So 30, 20. So, and just leave it at 0. Because why not? It actually really doesn't need anything. Alright, so if the unit, like so. Okay. This unit is 17 meters away, so less than 50. This guy is 87 away, so this should be 100. 100. This should be 110, I think. Or 210 total. Nope, 220. So we have, yeah, because minimum's 20. So between 50 and 100, we're going to add $20 onto the bonus. So that's how you waste a lot of time on something that was stupid to get the same result. Alright, so anyways, that's how that's done. If the distance is less than 50 meters and greater than or equal to 50 meters, and it has to be less than 100, go ahead and increase the bonus by 20. If it is greater than 100 and the distance is less than 200, give the bonus of 30. And I would recommend having a final bonus, so like if distance is greater than or equal to 200, then just give your final bonus of like, I don't know, bonus equals 100, and just leaving it. So anything above the 200 meter mark is going to get a bonus regardless, and it's going to be just a static amount. So anyway, that's that. This was a solid 20 more minutes than it needed to be.